Since they so mad, let's make them even madder. Let's spin back to what I said last year because I don't know what happened to my video, but here it is again. The way that Black America treats Africans is completely uncalled for. Whether it's Nigerian, South African, whatever brand of African you are, the way that you are treated in America by your skin folk who clearly are not kin folk is ridiculous, and I'm talking about it. Yes, I'm gonna talk about it. You laugh at the food, you laugh at the accent, you making foo-foo, get the line jokes, laughing at foo-foo, talking about the food is nasty. First of all, your taste buds in America have a lot of the stuff in America that we eat is banned in other countries. African food is not nasty. They're not funny looking. And all of that go get the line jokes and, making a noise every time you see them, that's childish. Because had you been not taken from that land, had all of us still been left there, we would all still be speaking the same language. And you know it's true. That's why you got so mad the first time. I bet you don't do nothing to this video. Whether you African American, you have African parents who came here, and whatever, since they want to say, and that's another thing. Anytime, now they will claim our lineage, they'll claim native lineage, they'll claim every other thing, but when you say some of y'all came from Africa, they get so mad, like you really just called them the N-word, and you did. When they hear the word Africa, they think, did you just call me the N-word? They treat it the same way. Africa is a beautiful place to live, and Africa is probably the only place that you can go and start over and be accepted, treated like kings and queens. So not too much on Africa. The African disrespect by Black America needs to stop. And yes, I'm talking about it. Clock that.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So credit goes to all these creators, guys. When people say that Black Americans don't like African immigrants, I mean, it's not the case for all Black Americans. It's important to note where that feeling comes from. I feel that it's tied to history, pain, and feeling ignored for over a long time. Now, y'all all know Black Americans have been in the United States for hundreds of years, right? Their ancestors were brought there by force, they went through slavery, segregation, and those things shaped their lives for generations. Now, when African immigrants arrive in the United States, many of the, Black Americans feel like, oh, you didn't go through what we went through, but you are benefiting from the fight that we already fought, right? And that feeling creates resentment in some cases, even if it's not even spoken out loud. And some Black Americans feel like African immigrants come into a system that Black Americans built resistance against. And they came without fully understanding the cost of that struggle. So when immigrants arrive, they succeed. Some people feel like the sacrifice is being ignored or taken for granted. And then there's also this issue of comparison, because the society often praises African immigrants as, oh, they're hardworking, they're educated, they're successful, and they paint Black Americans and say, oh, they depend on benefits. I made a video about that also, that Black Americans don't work and all of that. Of course, that hurts because it feels like the system is saying, see, Black people can succeed, but not you because you depend on benefits, guys. And that comparison just creates anger because it ignores all the structural barriers that Black Americans have faced for generations. And I feel that another issue is resources, because in poor working class neighborhoods, jobs, housing, scholarships are already scarce. So when these African immigrants come into all the spaces, some of these Black Americans feel like there is competition for these limited, opportunities. And the pressure is real, even if the competition is not real. And for that point of view, right, it's not about Africans personally. It's about feeling left behind in a country that they help build. Because Black Americans are like, we have not even fully benefited from this system, and you come and you start benefiting from it. Guys, what do you think in the comment section? Because I feel this conversation is not talked about enough. But I mean, y'all shouldn't hate on each other. Y'all have the same color of skin, right? It's togetherness possible? Let me know in the comment section. Let's see what these other creators have to say, and I'll see you soon. Don't go nowhere.
And the reason why a lot of you guys do not like immigrants and you guys are all here for the ICE race is because the immigrants come here and they utilize the system more than you. You can find someone that came from another country, come here, work a CNA job for years, save all their money, they own a house, they own a car, they probably have houses back home. And for somebody who is here, you were born here, you're able to utilize all these resources and you didn't do anything with it. And you guys, this is why you guys come here and be like, oh, all the immigrants are taking the jobs. And especially some of you guys, some of you immigrants as well. You guys came here, wasted your time, and when you guys see someone else come here utilizing all the resources, you guys get so upset. You don't know why them come here. Them need to just go away and we hope ICE pick them up. Everything for every reason you guys hate on immigrants is the reason why you guys like ICE. And the truth is, even if they should get removed from this country, they still achieved more than you, and some of you guys are too lazy to go ahead and go and achieve something. That is the truth.
Why do some black Americans get annoyed when you tell them they look African? Like, they be thinking it's an insult. Whole time it's like, no, bro, like you have African features, you know what I'm saying? You look like my cousin. They be like, I ain't no African. I ain't no African. I don't look like you're... Like, they be taking it as an insult, like we're calling them ugly. Whole time, Africa literally has the most beautiful people on the planet. Africa is the most genetically diverse continent on the planet. Africa has some of the most beautiful features on the planet. One thing I've noticed about the FBAs, yeah, is that there's two groups of FBAs. There's the FBAs who they identify that they are foundational black Americans. They are like their own tribe, the same way Igbos are a tribe, Yorubas are a tribe. They'll be like, we are foundational black Americans. That is our tribe. That is our heritage. That is our culture, right? And cool, I actually respect that. I really respect that. Foundational black Americans, whatever you want to say, have done so much for the culture. And let's be real, the coolest parts of American culture is black culture. So yeah, I 100%, let me repeat, I 100% respect them doing that. But then you have the FBAs that they'll see a Nigerian or like a second generation African immigrant living their life and they're like, Tether, you little Tether. Yeah, go back to Africa. They'll see like a African or a Caribbean immigrant who grew up in America identifying as American and be like, no, you ain't no American, boy. You ain't no American, you little dirty little Tether. You man are acting like racist white people. Like, I've even seen some black Americans talking about, I'm happy that Trump is deporting some of y'all Africans back, or yeah, if Africa's so good, go back to Africa. It's like, what are you talking about?
In my 6 years of living in America, I've come to realize something. Like, white people, they treat African immigrants better than black Americans. How black Americans treat, African immigrants. I do not know what is the problem, because some of the black Americans in America, like, they hate Africans. I don't know why they hate us. Like, I think their roots and their ancestors are African, of African origin, right? And that's why they are called African American. So I don't see the reason why, because I came to America, you should hate me, right? Why don't you just do your thing and I do my thing, and we coexist harmoniously, right? So I've come to realize, like, some white people, like, they treat us better, they talk to us in a better way. But then when you talk to an African American, you hear, when you have a conversation, you hear there's something inside there, even if they're not telling you directly. You hear, or you can tell that there's some hatred within them, and I don't know why. Sometimes they say that we take their jobs. Sometimes they say a lot of things which are not true. And I'm like, this is your country. You're a citizen here. And if this is your country, what prevents you to get a better life? What prevents you to get that education, get that better job? If I come here in America, I go to school, I get an education, I become a citizen, I get a better job than you have. Who is to blame? Who is to blame? Come on now. So I don't know why all this hatred, I don't know where it's coming from, but it's something that I've noticed, and I've realized that it's there. It's there, and it needs to end, because why should we be fighting? We look the same. We have the same origins, even if your origins just they rotate just back. But there shouldn't be hate. There should be love. Okay, because we're in this world to just coexist together. Regardless of your race, regardless of your color, regardless of your religion, regardless of what you believe in, because we are all one race. We are all the human race, and we should coexist harmoniously. So stop that hate.
Guys, what do you think? Because looking at all this, I feel the second part of the tension comes from culture, identity, and maybe attitudes towards each other. Because some Black Americans feel African immigrants distance themselves from Black American identity. Like many Africans prefer to identify by nationality. Like some can say they are Ethiopian, they are Ghanaian, instead of saying they are Black. I mean, that makes sense, right? Culturally. But some Black Americans interpret it as rejection, right? To them, it sounds like you are saying that I'm not like you. And there are also some real conversations online where some African immigrants openly criticize Black Americans, calling them lazy, they don't work, they are irresponsible, and all of that, blaming them for their own struggles. Like, ow. And when Black Americans see this, it feels like disrespect to them. It feels like Africans are repeating, white stereotypes about Black people instead of coming out to challenge it and support them. And they are like, this should not be coming from Black people like us. And that hurts deeply, because Black Americans already deal with judgments from, the wider society, right? And when it comes to other people of the same color, that pain just, it goes deeper. And some African immigrants feel misunderstood as well, because some of them come from cultures that value strict discipline, education, and pride. So most of the time when they speak bluntly, right, it can sound judgmental, even if that was not the intention or plan. And at the same time, Black Americans feel like Africans don't stand with them on maybe political or social issues, right? And many of them focus on survival, and they feel like, oh, this is an abandonment or something. Guys, when you look at it from the two sides, I feel it's just different worlds colliding together with different pains and different histories. Because the truth is that most Black Americans don't hate African immigrants, and most African immigrants, they don't look down on Black Americans. But the bad experiences, the loud voices online, and the unresolved pain just makes it look bigger than it is, guys. But at the root of it all, there's a system that benefits from Black people, right? And this system is bringing division instead of unity. Guys, what do you think in the comment section? Because there is no point of people of the same color, right, beefing each other. It makes no sense. It just makes the other counterparts be excited about it all. And trust me, we are not doing ourselves a favor. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. I love reading your comments, guys. Let me know what you think. And if you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you can know when I post a new video. And I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Ciao.